The New York Mets have been up to some pretty weird shit. Whether it be a hot dog night in honor of a 97-year-old veteran with a funny sounding name, crazy light shows, or constantly being involved in the next viral meme, the team from Queens has fully embraced chaos and creativity in their marketing, fan engagement, and stadium experience. It's like nothing else in sports, and though it really pisses off baseball traditionalists, it seems to be working. The Mets' first taste of internet virality came in 2022, when closer Edwin Diaz's entrance to the Trumpets of Narco by Blasterjack and Timmy Trumpet became a full-blown phenomenon. Each ninth inning appearance became a concert, with flashing lights and fans going crazy miming trumpet actions. Social media exploded, and the team didn't just tolerate it, they elevated it. This all culminated with the Mets inviting Timmy Trumpet himself to play a live rendition of his song for Diaz. Feeding off the success of this, the Mets have gone the full 9 yards in terms of turning their games into a crazy experience for the fans. Partnering with Samsung, the Mets replaced all the static boards at Citi Field with high-tech electronic displays, highlighted by the crown jewel, the largest scoreboard in all of professional sports, spanning an enormous 17,400 square feet. Combined with the new LED lighting and fireworks, these upgrades allow a dedicated team of about 25 people to transform every Mets game into a full-blown spectacle, more reminiscent of a concert or party than a traditional baseball experience. But it was in 2024 when the Mets started to really let loose. It began innocently enough with the veteran of the game on opening day, a World War II hero with the unforgettable name of Seymour Wiener. The name alone was enough to spark an online frenzy, but rather than shy away from the innuendo, the Mets embraced it. They asked Seymour if he wanted to do something else with the team, and on April 30th, in a game against the Cubs, the team held a $1 hot dog night, brought to you by Seymour Wiener. It turned out to be a hit, with the Mets selling over 44,000 hot dogs and breaking the Citi Field record. Then came Grimace. Yes, the purple McDonald's Grimace. Originally an idea from a couple Grimace fans on the Mets marketing team, they made an arrangement with McDonald's to have him throw out the ceremonial first pitch to celebrate his birthday. Promptly after the appearance, the team went on a 7-game winning streak, coming off of what had been a disappointing stretch. Fans drew the connection, and thus the Grimace Mets were born. He was everywhere, plastered all over social media, Mets promos, and even the news, with some claiming he had single-handedly saved the Mets season. As goofy or random as it may sound, Grimace essentially became an alternate mascot. In order to commemorate him, the team installed a purple Grimace seat in the stadium, their own version of the Ted Williams 500-foot home run marker the Red Sox have in Fenway. And he still appears in Mets promos to this day, in instances such as his cameos in the 2025 schedule release video. If that wasn't surreal enough, Jose Iglesias, a veteran infielder, became a pop star in the middle of the season. It all started when he made a song called OMG and asked for it to be used as the home run anthem. The song caught on, a fan made a sign the team started using in their dugout celebrations, and the organization leaned into the moment yet again, doing giveaways of OMG t-shirts and foam fingers. This frenzy led to the Mets having a full-blown concert on the field after a game where Iglesias put on a live performance with lights, backup dancers, and the whole shebang, while his teammates watched from the dugout. And then, of course, there were the memes. Internet sensation, the Hawk-Tua girl, aka Haley Welch, whose claim to fame was a clip of her giving advice on how to... how do I explain this?
Hawk-Tua and spit on that thing, you get me?
Was invited to throw out a first pitch. As you can imagine, this caused quite the stir online, and maybe understandably so. But nevertheless, this Southern girl, who was famous for her fellatio technique, was now an avid Mets fan, frequently posting edits of herself photoshopped over Mets players, and proclaiming the team's playoff run as Hawktober. On a more PG note, the Mets also invited the Rizzler, an 8-year-old who became an online sensation for simply being himself and making a funny Riz face to throw out the first pitch. After the appearance, he began openly supporting the team, and the Mets embraced the moment by introducing the Rizzler cam on the Jumbotron, encouraging fans to mimic his viral gesture during games. In 2025, the Mets have pulled even more tricks out of their sleeves. The team's broadcast partner, SNY, has adopted an experimental visual style that makes every game feel like a movie. Under the direction of John DeMarsico, A self-proclaimed film enthusiast, the broadcasts have begun experimenting with split-screen montages and unique shots inspired by films like Challengers and Planet of the Apes, just to name a few. Cinematic crowd shots and dramatic visuals of Citi Field transform the ballpark into a film set, with one inning looking like a coming-to-age indie drama and the next a Tarantino-style showdown. It has been dubbed the cinematic era of the Mets, and it has gained a lot of attention and praise among baseball fans. Meanwhile, at the stadium, the team's been trying out all sorts of wacky things to boost fan engagement. One of the biggest hits is the 5-borough mascot race, a race around the warning track featuring mascots representing each borough of New York. But there's a twist. The Bronx Giraffe, aka the Yankees, always finds a way to lose, no matter what. Whether he's tripped right before he's about to finish, or he's ambushed in the tunnel by 2 WWE wrestlers, it's become a running gag, and fans now cheer louder for his downfall than the actual winner. The scoreboard operators have also started making headlines, using their massive new toy to stir the pot. During a game against the Cardinals, when Luis Angel Acuna stepped up to the plate, the scoreboard made this not-so-subtle reference to the online drama involving his brother Ronald and the Braves' double standards. Then came the Subway Series, where Yankees fans in the stands suddenly found themselves on the big screen, with Mets hats digitally superimposed on their heads. The scoreboard also ran a sarcastic Deep Thoughts segment poking fun at their rivals. Even the promo nights have taken an unusual turn. On Minecraft Movie Night, the scoreboard graphics fully embrace the theme. From blocky visuals of their players to the opposing players as creepers, you really never know what you're going to see at Citi Field. It's easy to scoff at these gimmicks as an unserious distraction from the game, but I'd argue that misses the point. Though these things really seem to piss off baseball traditionalists,
the Mets have too many gimmicks,
and are laughed at by some fans of other teams, those people aren't the target for them. They are for Mets fans. The very idea of the foundation of the Mets was to create a team in New York for those who didn't want to root for the crosstown Yankees. Everything down to their colors, blue for the Dodgers and orange for the Giants, reflect this legacy, honoring the two teams that once called New York home before relocating. And what better way to represent fans opposed to the Yankees than by running the team in a way that's completely opposite of how the Yankees do things. While the Yankees bank on mystique and legacy, the Mets lean into absurdity and joy. Where the Yankees value tradition by never changing their uniforms or game day rituals, the Mets reinvent themselves constantly, trying something new nearly every season. It's definitely a more radical approach, especially in such an old league that leans toward the traditional side, but the Mets' method is resonating with their fans. Their ballpark is alive, their fans are engaged, and their marketing team has been getting heaps of praise from many Mets faithful. The key to making this happen is restraint. As Andy Goldberg, the team's chief marketing officer, puts it, "We like the internet to internet." Rather than force things, the team keeps a keen eye out for what the fans gravitate towards, then strategically amplify it. This philosophy makes their actions feel authentic. They're not creating viral moments, rather they're responding to them. Case in point, the OMG movement didn't start with a brand strategy meeting. It started with a player who was embraced by his teammates and celebrated by fans. Only then did the Mets acknowledge it by creating a t-shirt and a foam finger. No corporate overreach, no forced narrative, just what their fans wanted, converted into engagement. And though there's no way of pleasing everyone, in a city of over 8 million people, where history looms heavy and tradition reigns supreme, the Mets have carved out a new identity by being a different kind of franchise. One that doesn't shy away from weirdness, but celebrates it. And whether you like it or not, well, that doesn't really matter, because the Mets will keep on being weird, because that's just how they are.